No explains. No explains.
Val Music. Val Music. Feels.
Welcome back, everybody, from an amazing Game 3 to Friend or Foe. From the previous game, my name is Whirler, and alongside me again, I have Sunrise as we head on to Game 4 of the Mystic League. We have the Ugly Barnacles on the blue side versus Team Beat Boop on the red side. Tub versus Baby.
We got a couple of quick bans coming through. We're going speedrunning through this pick ban. We do see a Seraphine ban that's pretty classic right now. Super overpowered champion. Maybe overpowered the wrong word, but definitely OP. People love locking it early in drafts. It's really hard to counterpick since it is so flexible. Lulu's also a really common ban. It's been banned in every game so far tonight. Kaisa, really powerful. And then you see the Yone ban as well. That's a pretty frequent mid laner. And then a comfort ban from both sides.
As we got the Ashe being locked in for the first pick. A very steady AD carry. Can never go wrong in competitive play with an Ashe. Honestly, very versatile, pumps out some damage, gives you some utility. You got CC behind her. You could definitely build a multitude of comps around this champion. So a very interesting and also very well-picked first pick, as we have a Hecarim on the opposing side. We got some engage going on here. We got some damage, and we got a beefy horse coming through.
Beefy Horse is one of the more intimidating champions in the game. Definitely really hard to deal with for pretty much every lineup right now. I hate that he goes full tank. I think he's a much more interesting champion when he does rush that Trinity Force. Jinx is really powerful. I'm not surprised to see it. It is the highest damage AD carry in the game. See it a lot in like every level of play. It has the highest win rate among ADCs in solo queue, and it's one of the higher pick ban ones in competitive right now. It does increase the value of Thresh as a pick, since Jinx's main weakness is her lack of mobility. Thresh's Lantern kind of provides her pseudo mobility. I wouldn't be surprised to see that coming through from Team Beat Boop.
As Aatrox being locked in on the Ugly Barnacle's side is a very I kind of like I like the pick. I'm not too keen on Aatrox himself, but it's a very good side laner, very good also team fighter. Champion has a lot in his kit for what it's worth.
Lots
As
of
Leona being
lockdown
locked
coming
in.
through.
Wow.
We have a lot of lockdown from the bottom lane that does make it more likely, in my opinion, that we do see maybe a melee carry coming through in the mid lane. Maybe something along the lines of like a Kiana, or maybe not Kiana, because they do have the AD top. Or maybe something like an Echo. We've seen a few of that champion today.
Ooh.
Is Akali's really high damage right now, although high level play says she's not super good. Wukong comes through from Team Beat Boop as the answer to Aatrox. That's a horrible matchup for Aatrox.
Yeah, honestly, Wukong, one of my first mains in this game, one of my personal favorite champions, hasn't been doing too good in the meta, but it's very nice to see him start, maybe hopefully shine. I
love the Viego ban. Love the Viego ban.
That's a good Viego ban. That's also a very good Morgana ban to kind of double down on the lockdown that Tub has picked up. Just dropping that black shield would stop a lot of what Tub would be good at in their team comp. So it was a very, very safe ban, very good ban, as they also want to potentially ban out the
focus. There's a lot of support focus coming through from Tub. It makes me wonder if perhaps Valkyrie, they did some scouting and see that Valkyrie doesn't really like to play playmakers. That would suggest there's a lot of quote-unquote e-girl bans coming through in this game. No, none of those are really left up. I think like only Janna, Karma, Nami are what's left. None of those want to play against Leona, except maybe Janna.
I was going to say Janna sounds like a decent pick, but
I think that Janna's not super great with
not with the
Wukong.
team.
Nami's not bad. I don't think Nami's bad. I think Nami Hecarim is really powerful. So I think that's a good synergy. I don't know how great it is with Jinx against an Ashe though.
Giving Jinx 3 slows in addition to having a little more damage, and also giving Jinx a little bit of movement speed to play around with, I feel like it's a decent sort of a pick, as we have a Tristana what looks to be mid coming out, responding in with the jungle. Could be Echo, as it does get locked in. That's a nice team comp coming there. We're layering in a lot of damage in from that side of the and lockdown.
Is that going to be our 4th Echo straight tonight? Is Echo 100% pick ban so far in the Mythic League?
Honestly, I think you're right. That is going to be the case. That's
pretty wild. He did it. He is. I think he's 2-1 so far. So that's pretty good luck for that champion. Veigar comes through in the mid lane. Veigar is a little bit scary against Tristana. It's really good into assassins sometimes, but it is, I think, less good against Tristana simply because she's ranged. She can play really well around Veigar's cage. My favorite part of the draft from Team Beat Boop is after their first 3 picks, they banned the Viego, realizing how vulnerable they would be to a potential melee mid laner. No melee mid laner did come through, but instead they put the Echo and the jungle. I don't love that pick here. I think Hecarim is just going to invade you and take all your camps. Echo clears really slow. So I think that's a potential risk coming through from Tub's comp. But I do love how easy to execute Tub's comp is. They kind of just all press R, and a lot of CC comes out, and it's really difficult to play against. Beat Boop does have few super easy go buttons as well, and their scaling's a lot better. So
very interested to see how these team fights play out, especially from Tub's side, being in that they have a very, very solid engage comp.
Yeah, I love how different these comps are. As a result, I don't really have a prediction for you. I think that it comes down to execution. Tub has really powerful early game in the bottom lane and mid lane. Well, Team Beat Boop has really powerful early game top and in their jungle position. I think that's a lot better of an early game champion than Echo. So I have no opinion on how this game goes, and I think it's totally up to the Hecarim to decide it.
I think personally, for looking at this draft alone, it is going to come down a lot to execution. But looking at the draft on paper, I'm going to have to give this to Tub. They drafted a pretty decent team and also nitpicked a lot of bans that would be otherwise play around against their comp and help give Team Beep Boop an advantage, and they denied a lot of it. Alrighty, as we are heading into the final game of the night of the Mythic League game for the Ugly Barnacles versus Team Beep Boop. This is going to be a fun one, ladies and gentlemen, as we are looking at a 5-point going out on both sides. We got, what do we got going on the top? We got Aatrox versus Wukong. We got Echo, we got Echo versus Hecarim in the jungle. We got Tristana versus Veigar in the mid lane. And an Ashe Leona versus Jinx Nami in the bot lane. Jinx opting to take cleanse this game. Kind of smart, actually. I like that.
Jinx has to take cleanse. I almost think that Nami also has to take cleanse. There's so much power in a level 2 or level 6 play coming through from Tub that I think if you don't have cleanse as either of those champions and you get caught, you're just toast. Nami's getting served up on a plate for dinner. She's sushi right there for you. And Jinx also going to get taken out like it's nothing. So I'm actually pretty worried about Valkyrie's Nami. Without cleanse, I think a quick E from Leona could just spell your death, even as early as level 2.
It appears Jinx is opting to take Conqueror this game. How do you feel about that over Lethal Tempo in a competitive set?
Well, Conqueror, the difference between Conqueror and Lethal Tempo on AD carries is Jinx is one of like 3 or 4 ADCs that Conqueror is a pretty viable choice on, other than Aphelios, Draven, and Jinx. I think the only other one is Sivir. Those are the champions that like the rune.
Ooh.
That is a lot of damage.
So we got a decent trade coming into the top lane. Wukong, usually a very, very good matchup into Aatrox, is going to lose out on that trade. But continue on.
Wukong does have the absolute highest base health regen in the entire game. So it looks worse than it actually is. I'm not accounting for set or Mundo passives.
Ooh, Tristana level 2ing onto the Veigar is going to get a nice trade out of that. Going to be full health coming out of it too.
Fang over Fang running up onto this bottom lane. They do secure level 2 first. If they can zone effectively for when this melee dies, they have that little buffer of safety. It doesn't look like they're going to, though. So they're going to be... This could potentially be a slow push. They actually did prevent the level 2. Which is really what you want to see as this Jinx Nami lane. Any bit of safety you can get is something you want, especially since your jungler started on your side. Trades going on in the top and mid lane continue, but no one is quite on the verge of dying yet.
Not quite yet. No summoners burned either on either side, as we're getting a very good action-packed kind of a trading lanes. It looks like bot lane securing themselves after this wave should be a 6 CS lead on the Jinx. Conqueror is proving to be very, very useful, giving her extra damage in these trades, as Hecarim is going to be going into the top lane. Aatrox is going to take a burst of damage, forced to flash out, but that is not going to be enough. The Echo is going to hopefully return kill onto Wukong, but it is going to be first blood for the Wukong himself. It does go down, and Hecarim forced to run away. It is going to be 1-for-1, jungler to top lane kill.
So right there, the way that started is exactly why Hecarim was... I think the game wise on Hecarim is he clears faster than Echo, so he gets to that top lane faster to make an impact earlier. The kill does go over to Wukong, which I think is a lot better if you're Tub. You definitely want to see the kill under your Wukong.
Aatrox
really suspect teleport coming through. Gonna take basically all of his HP. Wukong gonna walk away. Oh no.
That is going to be an interesting trade coming out from the Aatrox.
Yeah, interesting with an emphasis on those first 3 letters. Teleport that early could potentially spell doom for the lane, especially with this slow push brewing. Oh, that was a fat crit on that Q.
Echo is still in the area. Hecarim is going bot side, so this could be a gank coming out from the Echo. Does get pinged away, though. Or I believe either Hecarim or Wukong did see that on the map, was able to ping. Wukong was able to walk under tower in time. Does still take poke damage from the Aatrox. Turns out that TP wasn't all too bad at all at the end of the day.
I think it could. I think it is working, but that doesn't mean it was the right decision.
No,
results focused.
Oh,
analysis.
Wukong is going to opt
Ooh!
to full trade this. 1 HP does get away. 25 gold will go to that Aatrox, though. He was able to secure the clone. And this is a big wave coming into Aatrox. I think Aatrox is, if Aatrox is able to freeze this, this is his lane.
He shouldn't freeze. He'd lose too much HP freezing. Yeah, this is just gonna meet in the middle really quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he does clear the wave pretty fast. Does not opt to freeze it, is going to recall. And looking at the side of which it is on, it actually will push back to
Wukong.
It will push towards Wukong eventually.
Yeah, I think he could have
Tristana's going to jump right in. Vega putting down the gauge, but that's going to be a full bomb going to the Tristana. It does get a good trade, forces him to back.
So Tristana's ultimate has 300 base damage at level 6, which is one of the highest damage abilities for a single point in the game. I think if she just waited to use her ignite a little longer, could have been a guaranteed kill. That Vegar definitely was below 300 HP. So
level 5. He was level 5.
Yeah, I know the Tristana was, which is what I'm saying. But the Vegar himself is behind an XP despite having teleport. He just now does reach level 6. Big trade coming through in the top lane again. Jaffe does escape this time.
Yes, he does. It is going to be a very interesting trade for this Wukong. What we thought would be a dominated matchup for the Wukong. He is behind a whole 10 CS. Echo is back in the top lane, pitching a tent in this top lane. This Echo is putting a lot of pressure towards the top side of the map, giving Hecarim the opportunity to take this Infernal Drake. It does look like it's going to go in uncontested. That is going to be an Infernal Drake going to a Jinx. I would be quite scared of that if I were...
Not only is it Jinx, it's Fang over Fang is playing the Conqueror Jinx, which benefits even more from raw AD. What I was getting to earlier is that Jinx takes Conqueror against a lot of squishies, and seeing as there's really only one tank from the side of team name is Tub. It's totally blanking on me, my bad. Seeing as they're all squishies except Leona.
Wukong is going to full engage onto it. They're going to trade ultimates, and it's looking like that is going to be the end of the trade there. Wukong does have a second charge of his ultimate. Maybe he will go for the Nimbus strike once it comes up, but it doesn't look like he's going to. That is going to be the it for that trade. But yes, I see what that is definitely true. Not too many tanks to worry about for Jinx, so opting to go for more damage rather than more attack speed. Definitely smart here, as Wukong is going to engage onto the Aatrox, does have to WA. Echo is here again. Wukong having to play steep in this top lane.
Wukong is definitely, or Jaffe's Wukong is for sure tilted by this Echo. They see you on the minion, my guy. It doesn't matter if you walked around. That minion was too close. They know. They're pinging out the Echo. Everyone knows. Also, Crumpy's Tristana lurking behind the turret. Definitely looking to set up a dive there. They have to call it off because Jaffe's Wukong does complete that base a little bit earlier than they're ready for. Toxic Desire is on that half of the map as well. He just hits level 6 off of this minion wave that he is catching for the Wukong, so he couldn't have done that big charge in to defend, but it could have been pretty disastrous going into a Wukong. He has no ult, but he does have a clone and some more mobility. It's definitely a champion that can outplay you when you go to dive it.
And that pressure that's being put into the top lane is now giving Aatrox a 25 CS lead previous to the 10 CS lead he had a couple minutes ago. This is an insane top pressure going into the Wukong. Yeah. Wukong is just struggling to get into this game.
It's already a 1k gold lead coming through for Team Tub. They aren't really ahead in kills or elsewhere. It's basically all in this top lane and jungle. We do see a little bit of gold lead in the mid lane as well. That's got to be just from, there's a few CS. It's a 10 CS lead in that mid lane. I believe there's also a tower plate down. So that's going to account for some gold as well. Fang over Fang up a few gold in the bottom lane.
Ooh,
doesn't really matter as
more
much.
Trades.
Wukong continuing to trade.
Escapes the W unscathed, but definitely feeling a little desperate going for these trades. I can see.
Yeah, Team Beat Boop is definitely going to have to rely on Fang over Fang's Jinx scaling.
Wow.
Oh, this Echo's everywhere, man.
Hello. As he does charge up what looks to be a good 2v3 flank from them. They do have the minion wave, so that might be enough to kind of stop this. However, they do also have the wave clear, as he does get jumped on. Fang forced to blow the flash. Same with Valkyrie. Valkyrie is going to go the ignite, and Fang is forced to bust the cleanse for the slow, but it's not going to be enough. Fang's going to go down too. Hecarim ulting in. Aster's going to be to his death, it looks like, as 3 kills are going to go down. for Fang over Fang. That was a very interesting. Let's break this one down.
Yeah, bad
Echo.
goes to worse here.
Echo
So-
looking to
Jump onto this fight. It is going to be this part right here where he does throw out the W. Doesn't necessarily get the stun. They both get out of it in time, but Nami is not in a situation where she can get out here. Fang forced to blow both summoners, but it is not enough for him to live either. And then here comes Hackerim. I don't know about this one because he does
I
just
actually,
go down
that play.
instantly.
Okay, so Fang's late cleanse basically dooms him to an early demise. So what you want to see there is an early cleanse on that first bit of CC so that he can escape, because otherwise you lose this big plate. You lose your support for sure. You're not saving your support. I think he thought he had heal. He didn't. He has cleanse. And Valkyrie goes down for little to no cost other than a Leona ultimate. Leona does pick up a mobility boost from Lamar the Lizard, so that's going to make plays mid lane with his Tristana, or maybe plays top lane with his Aatrox, putting him even further ahead of the curve of this Wukong. Watson does do quite a bit of damage in that trade. Every trade, Joffrey just looks like he has no idea how to play this matchup.
It's looking pretty grim for all sides of the red team, giving up 3 kills in the bot lane and having a 30 CS difference in the top lane. It's looking pretty hard for Team Beat Boop, but it's nowhere near over yet. Dragon is coming up in about 30 seconds. It's looking as if red team are on it first, looking to potentially get something there. Ooh.
Oh, or not. That
No,
could have
or
been a
not.
really easy flash auto attack from Aatrox.
Ooh, and that's going to be... Ooh.
Yeah, like
And that's
that.
going to be him going down? Yeah, no, he's going down to a Q. Or even an auto attack. And that's going to be Watson picking up the... Oh, wow.
Hangover
Jinx getting
Fang?
jumped on. Jinx on the wrong side of the map with no flash. Jinx is in a little bit... does narrowly dodge the arrow. Valkyrie is going to go down. But Vang is going to get jumped on himself. On the wrong side of the map, a great ult from Leona, and is going to secure the kill onto Hecarim. That's another 3 kills for the Ugly Barnacles. Uncontested. That's 4 people down on the map, and that's going to be a free dragon for blue. Wow.
Yeah, that positioning from Fang over Fang was quite suspect. I don't know what he thought he was going to do. Flanking Jinx doesn't seem like it would catch anybody off guard in a meaningful way. If anything, it looked like he was surprised to see the enemy team in their own jungle. It's not what you want from your AD carry. Definitely looking like he was positioning like he was the Hecarim there. He wasn't. And both him and Toxic Desire's Hecarim go down.
Narrowly missing the... Very narrowly missing the cage. Veigar almost captures the Tristana. And I just noticed both the AD carries are using Heartseeker skins.
Oh, nice. They are.
And that is going to be a Cloud Soul for our game 4. 2 Oceans and 2 Clouds later. A very passive dragon, kind of a very passive dragon game coming from today's games. No Infernals, no Mountains. I
don't know. I think Cloud Soul is the most active Drake because you get more cooldowns. You get more abilities.
That is very true, actually. You are very correct.
I think more abilities is like more action, right? Anyway,
Absolutely.
I actually, despite the gold lead, I don't think this is quite doomed for Beat Boop.
Ooh, Echo coming up again. That is going to be Wukong opting to force engage onto the Echo. Echo does have
nice.
It does get an ultimate. There is Veigar able to respond as Hecarim is going to secure that. Yeah, he did secure the Rift Herald. As Aatrox is going to take down the everyone. Actually, there goes everyone. Yep, just like that.
Down all of them.
You're killing the Wukong, getting the reset onto the Veigar, and then finishing off the Hecarim, and that's going to be an easy 3 for 0.
They need to dive this Ashe. If they don't dive Ashe here, they're just losing the only chance for a play they have. Instead, they're just going to retreat because
on
they
by
get TP'd
Aatrox.
on.
Here comes Aatrox coming in, dealing. Oh my good lord! Not even fair for the Nami. She is going to go down with the quickness.
Yeah, that was a quick one. There is no Rakan in this game, so the quickness isn't quite going to come through. Unfortunately, we are going to see 3 Qs be all it takes to end Nami's life. 3 Qs and an Ashe W. She just dies. It's not very difficult. Lamar, not even around, doesn't have to include himself into that Leona kill. However, is it Dirty Offland? Dirty Offland's Ashe W tags him for the free assist.
Hmm.
on to Valkyrie, and this game definitely goes from bad to worse, as it only gets harder from here, playing against how much engage there is
they're gonna
in the
lose first
bottom
tower.
lane. Yeah, first tower goes down too.
And that's going to be, I believe Ashe definitely has enough gold to pick up a Mortal Shield bow. Tristana has already picked up her Gale Force, one of the most fun items I've ever seen in this game, by the way. I personally, I feel like Gale Force, as we see right here, gets a ton of damage onto the Veigar. Here it comes in action. That is not going to be enough. Tristana with a very, very clean, not clean, but very exciting engage, actually does get turned around by taking too many tower shots. So she does jump in, flash the cage. That was very well played, but she does jump in. Unfortunately, the auto attack does not do enough damage, and she will go down to the tower. That's going to be 700 gold going in Veigar's pocket.
If she presses F, if Crumpy presses F on the Veigar before he presses R, that's it. That's a free kill, and you just jump right back out. But he didn't. He just got greedy with that summoner spell and didn't.
Hecarim coming in the top lane. It's going to be Aatrox forced to bump out the ult. That is going to be 3 or 4 people in the top lane. It's Echo is jumping into this fight as well, turning it around. What looked to be very promising for Team Beepoo just got overridden by this Echo.
I'm FFing this one. Fun these boys.
That is so unfortunate. That was looking so good of a start to that gank. Aatrox forced to bump out the ultimate, does heal a lot of HP, keeping him above half the entire time. And Echo just coming in and stealing them health bars, not even giving them a chance. And it's looking like gonna be some poke coming in out of the tower. No siege quite yet, as Dragon is coming up in 40 seconds. This is going to be the 3rd Dragon of the game, 2nd Dragon for either player. Top lane tower is going down for the red side. It is going to be a 2-0 tower advantage, 14-2 kill advantage, and with that alone, Team Ugly Barnacles has established a 8,000 gold lead. As you can hear from my audio, they are running a train on this game.
Yeah, they're running train on the entire map. Valkyrie, they're looking to set up maybe a little bit of a cheeky play.
There goes Cookie. Does get a good W out. Does buffer the W. Is able to get out. Gale Force is out. Hecarim is chasing. Isn't going to do enough damage to take her down. As Tristana is
Wait, Lamar? Leona?
Leona engaging onto 3 people. Not going to get anything out of that. There's no response there. Does go down for free. That is going to be one Leona going down. Who knows where this fight's going to go? Dragon is up. Are they going to fight for it? They don't have Wukong TP, but Aatrox is already here, so it is going to be 4v4.
They still have the Rampage from Hecarim. Hecarim can still engage onto a potential fight. There is a Deathbringer coming, World Ender coming through from Aatrox. He could press that R key and make it a lot easier.
And it seems like
Fang does whiff an ultimate trying to go for the Drake, but they do get mid lane tower for it. They do close the gold gap, about 1,000 gold from that one player.
Absolutely, and it looks like they're going to be trading 1 tower for 1 dragon. Not too terrible. That being down in Leona, it's kind of hard to fight when that's all of your engaged in CC. Not all of your engaged in CC, but that's a good majority of it. So opting to just take the dragon, give up a tower. They did have the Rift Tail, so they did have to expend it. It is Hecarim jumping onto the Hecarim. Hecarim is going to get out alive. Jinx is pumping out a lot of damage onto Crumpy. Crumpy is going to be going down. It is Jinx barely getting out of that fight. And that might be it, as Jinx is going to be taking these chickens. And that is going to be it for the fight. Absolutely not.
Okay, Yuffie does escape. Leona.
And that's going to be a good Leona ult coming out, forcing Wukong to ult away. It's not going to be a return kill by any means, but it does force a flash out of the Jinx. That's going to be all of her summoners going down. And that is going to be 1-0 in the favor of Team Beepoo. As a wave coming out from the Nami, it is going to be an Aatrox engage as following through with that. And they are going to get a tower off of that, but they're not going to get any more return kills. It is going here as Aatrox dashes into the cage. We're still going, ladies and gentlemen. We are not done here, as now we are done here.
All right, so that fight proved that I think there is still a chance for Team Beep in this game. They have really powerful disengage tools in that Veigar cage, which is basically an ultimate level ability for 100 mana on a 10-second cooldown, and they have that Nami wave, which hit 4 and basically completely nullified any chase potential that was there for Team Tub. So without that, Tub only gets that tower and no kills. and they therefore don't get to keep pushing. And as far as I'm concerned, that's a pretty good trade. No lives for a tower and an ult.
Absolutely, and if you're a team that is behind as Team Beboop is, you will take anything you can to get back into this game. It looks like Nami is going to go for a little bit of clearing of the wards in the red side jungle. And Rift number 2 has spawned. Aatrox seems to have started it. That is the bot lane coming to respond to that. And it is Echo and Crumpy in a bit of a pickle as they're going into a 2v3 situation. Hecarim is forcing to ult out. What looked very promising, actually Aatrox TPing in. Still 3v4. I feel like red team had the numbers advantage there, but maybe the item disadvantage was too much to dissuade them from taking that fight.
I think that Watson's, I don't know if his name is pronounced Wonton or Watson, but I think their Aatrox's TP was super unnecessary. I think by the time he pressed the button, the fight was already over. There's no way they were going to catch that Hecarim. Hecarim is a champion, has a lot of ways to escape even if he doesn't have Flash. So he didn't even need to Ghost. He just pressed that Unstoppable Onslaught and was out of there.
Wukong with no tower in the top lane is not going to be getting out of this one, at least very easily. Forced to flash out, but is going to get stunned by all 3 of Leona's abilities, and he is going to be going down to Wutan.
Yeah, quick one. Toxic Desires trying to stick around and steal these Krugs. They are not yours, my guy. That might be on your half of the map.
Hecarim is going to bring him in closer to the team. He does get doubled up. There is a TP coming out by the Veigar. He's going to put up the cage. Nami is going to go down to the one-shot Echo. Echo is going to ult out for free, deal all of Jinx's health as well. That was a very good burst from the Night Harvester Lichbane Echo build.
Yeah, and max Darksteel stacks. That means you should be purchasing a Medge and picking up 15% additional move speed.
But Echo is very scary.
He sure is.
7-0 going to be sieging this turret. Looks like
basically one hits turrets.
Looks like a free tier 2 turret coming out in the mid lane as Rift Herald also going to be popped in the top lane. Looking to get 2 towers for free. It's a 5-to-1 turret difference right now. Still establishing that 8,000 gold lead. Dragon is coming up in a 40-second timer, and it is going to be the Barnacles looking to secure their soul point. Looking like, I'm going to be honest, looking at some of these builds, I'm very curious to see what the Veigar is going to be going after Everfrost, what he wants to be doing. He's going to be looking to maybe perhaps zone a little bit in this game.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it gets... I don't think it's an easy one, for sure. I think that Fang over Fang, you're up too close, my guy.
Oh, Fang over Fang, a little bit too close with no flash. Does get healed by the Nami, but is not enough. Echo bursts him down very quickly as 1E onto the Nami forces her to flash away. Good engage onto the Leona, stunning up the Hecarim. Hecarim forced to ulti out. He does come out alive. That is going to be 1-for-0 for the Barnacles, as the Barnacles are looking to potentially start this Cloud Drake to secure their soul point for Cloud Soul. That's one more dragon away from getting Cloud Soul. And honestly, with their team having more abilities come up, I would take that any day. As Aatrox looking to clear some vision around the Baron, get that set up for his team, potentially looking to do the Baron very, very soon. Echo in the bot side getting some more vision control, looking to maybe secure a bottom tier 2 or just push the wave and maybe look to bait someone into a one-shot. Fang does have his flash again. Might be a little bit safer this time, but doesn't want to walk too far up. There is an Echo with his name on it, as they look like they're going to back off, rotate to mid, and that's going to leave Barnacles to back and buy.
So 4 out of 5 of these ultimates coming through from the Ugly Barnacles are really powerful. The only one that I wouldn't put on that like really high strength, like A+ or S tier level power is the Tristana ultimate. But Echo's Rewind, super good. World Ender, famously powerful, basically turns Aatrox into a champion. When he presses it, Crystal Arrow, iconic, and Eclipse, also like super amazing teamfight ultimate. With the Cloud Soul, I don't think it's even possible that a team fight is winnable.
Oh, that's going to be a good stun onto the Hecarim. Hecarim does have his ultimate, but he might not be able to use it. Too many stuns. He is going to go down very easily as Aatrox, in the middle of 3 people, is just doing everything to keep that Veigar from escaping, and he's going to go down as well. The good Zenith Blade coming out from Leona, not big enough to attach onto the Wukong. Everyone else does get out alive, but that is going to be the Ugly Barnacles potentially securing this Baron. As it looks like it is going to be going down very quickly. No contest should be coming out from the Ugly Barnacles. Maybe a Jinx ult coming in at the adequate HP. Does he have the Farsight Orb? He does throw it out. It is not enough to secure it. 2,000 HP. That is going to be a free Baron going for the Ugly Barnacles. That is an established lead if I've ever seen one, Sunrise.
Yeah, it's been at about a 10,000 gold lead for the past 15 minutes, which is pretty tragic. I think that shrinking this gold lead seems unlikely. I think Kraken Slayer maybe wasn't the choice to come through from this Jinx from Fang over Fang. I think maybe a Gale Force or potentially that Immortal Shield Bow to survive the burst might be more along the lines of what I'm expecting.
I find it very interesting the item pickups between Gale Force and Kraken because I like both items, but I tend to see and I tend to choose Gale Force a lot more. I would like to hear your thoughts about that.
So Gale Force is more of that like playmaking / dodging. Like it's more for people who really want to make like flashy plays on the AD carries. It's also like traditionally not super great on these already immobile champions like Jinx. It was never very popular on Jinx or Aphelios even when it was an extremely powerful item. So I think that Gale Force is definitely more common on AD carries that already have some mobility and want to follow up themselves. So really commonly see it on something like Tristana.
Ooh, good arrow coming out from Veigar. Veigar is going to be perma-stunned. Veigar not being able to move does let a good cage onto Leona. We're going to be coming in. Leona is actually going to be return killed. Good chain CC from Leona, but it was not enough to get a kill. Great cage coming from the Veigar to return that kill onto Leona. That is going to be one going down. It is now a 4v5 for the Ugly Barnacle. What can they do?
I don't really think they care. I think they can just keep pushing.
There you
But
go.
they are going to play really defensively instead. That's fine. I think that instead going for this bottom lane outer, it is the freest turret on the map for sure. Is it even up? It is up. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. So yeah, this is super free. You have 2 AD carries and an Echo. This thing should die in seconds. And it does. So like they were there, but that wasn't a contest.
So despite Leona going down, the Team Beat Boot does not press any advantage on it. They choose to play a little bit safer, clear waves, give up one tower, and that is going to be the Ugly Barnacle going positive on this Baron trade. Does secure more goals for themselves. Baron power play looking to be pretty decent as Hecarim going to get an Enchanted Crystal arrowed, and Hecarim will be going down instantaneously to that Echo and Tristana damage. Tristana jumping in to hopefully get a couple more auto attacks in, but does opt to walk away. And that is going to be Soul coming up in 30 seconds. Hecarim is in no place to contest this. This looks like a free inhib to Dragon kind of an angle. Maybe even inhib tower to Dragon, that would be fine too. If Team Beat Boop choose to engage on this, Wukong jumping in, doing a little bit of damage, not going to pop the Cyclone. Tristana is going to jump to the side, does land the Solar Flare onto Wukong. He will be going down. That's 2 for free. They are going to inhib and soul it up as actually Ashe is walking forward looking to get a little more poke. They should be transferring to this Dragon as quick as possible. Hecarim is back alive. It's looking like they're just going to look to get a second inhib. That is going to secure a lot more. Getting a kill onto Jinx without any problems actually could look to end this game. If anything, Hecarim looking to possibly defend this, does have the ultimate, does not have the tools to get into this as Leona flashes into the cage. Leona not able to get any engage off of this, but that's just going to be raw damage output. Looking to end this game, ladies and gentlemen. We have ourselves a game. Hecarim going to ult in. It's not going to be enough. The Veigar is pumping out damage left and right, but once again, it is not enough. That is going to be the Ugly Barnacle sweeping game 4.
Yeah, it was a quick one. Quick 28-minute game. That's super average game time for solo queue, and definitely quick and coordinated play.
I believe that was our quickest game of the day.
It was the shortest of the night, including 2 really hard stomps. So this game was maybe even worse, if that's how you want to look at it, or better, depending on who you're rooting for. It was definitely pretty clean in coming through from both Joffe and Ryer. They were all, or not Joffe, excuse me, against Joffe. Ryer and Wonton were just everywhere in that top lane. He never got to play the game. This Wukong definitely looked more like caged chimp than Caesar. It seemed to be tough in that top lane. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, even despite this relative lack of jungle attention, very little got to go through for Fang over Fang and Valkyrie. So it definitely looked really hard for them in that half of the map as well. And then when it finally seems like they can make a play, that's when Ryer is there. He totally stops them. Huge carry performance from him. Definitely want to look forward to how he continues to play these matchups in the future.
Mhm.
It looked really hard for Beat Boop to play the game.
And similarly to Ryer the Echo being in the bot lane, or to kind of stop Fang over Fang to do anything that game, there was similarly the Aatrox that TP'd in that one time and absolutely just, Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the center of Nami? And it took 3. It took 3. And ladies and gentlemen, that will be the conclusion of game number 4. Quite a fast game, to be honest, and a very action-packed one at that. And stick around. We are going to be hosting, or you will have me be hosting the lounge in a few minutes. We will see you very soon. But before that, we have an interview with the Ugly Barnacles. Stay tuned for that. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you real soon.